Chris holds Beckett Baseball here at the National Sports Collectors Convention in Baltimore with something that's a little bit different, something that's apparently doing pretty well, is the photo business and some of the archive business. I'm here with John Rogers. Let's let my camera adjust here with the bright light to talk a little bit about that. Can you tell us what we're looking at here first?
Sure. These are Charles Conlon original glass plate negatives, 8,300 in total. The collection consists of images from his very first image taken in 1904 of Christy Mathewson up into his last image in 1941. The collection consists of probably 1,200 Hall of Famers, another 800 major stars, and it's a new acquisition for the John Rogers Photo Archive. These have never been offered to the public, is what's the exciting aspect of it. And
the actual negatives you're going to sell, or?
No, the negatives will stay intact. They're not for sale.
Okay.
We'll monetize the Conlon collection through silver gelatin prints, through leasing maybe a nice book. We're weighing several offers and options on some commercial projects right now.
About a year ago, maybe late last year, somewhere in that range, the Chicago Sun-Times collection came up.
Correct.
And basically what it is the newspaper business. I used to work in newspapers, so I'm pretty familiar with it. They have all these photos that they really don't use. They've digitized their collections, and now those prints are becoming collectibles themselves. Can you talk about a little bit about the kind of depth or how much volume of stuff you have?
Sure. In the last 15 months, we have purchased 32 million original prints and negatives. We've purchased the archives of just a few to mention: Detroit News, Detroit Free Press, Chicago Daily News, Chicago Sun-Times, Sport Magazine, Denver Post, the Sporting News. I could go on and on.
Yeah.
We'd like to buy every newspaper in the country is our goal. We actually, you mentioned that they digitize.
Or you do it for them, yes.
That's the business model is. We certainly, they like the size of our checks we cut when we purchase the collections, normally a 7-figure check. But what they like more is we provide millions in services.
The library system too.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
Chicago, for example, we take the 2 million photos and we digitize fronts, backs, add all the metadata associated with it.
Yeah.
It's for 2 million photos. The cost associated with that is, several $million. We return the digital library back to the paper. They have a new improved library now.
Right.
They can now take those photos and at their fingertips find whatever they may need, and they can search not only by the individual's name, they can search by date, event.
Wow.
It takes them from 1940 to 2010 immediately. And what we get in return is their photos. They always think there's a catch to it. And the only catch is these archives are extremely rare, they're extremely valuable, and we're able to obtain priceless images, and that's what we do. Me as a collector, that's my addiction. It's our business model. It fuels our clients' needs and wants, and so it's a win-win for everybody.
So here at the show, you're actually selling original prints.
Correct. We're selling original prints at this show from the files of the Sporting News and Sport Magazine. We brought a few from there.
I'm going to pan around here as you're talking, or we could show some of the other displays.
Sure.
I'll follow you.
We brought mostly baseball. Everything from images that are $20, $25 in value, up to images that are $15,000, $20,000 in value. The show's been wonderful for us. You can see the action over here. These are like $100 and down photos. In this down economy, that's been great for the collectors. Most everybody walking through this building, everyone's the same. It's tough on Main Street. You've got
these are so much more unique and so much more rare and interesting too.
Exactly, and they're affordable. That's the best part. You can come put on a museum with glass plates, and no one can afford them. Not many people anyway. Not that these are for sale, but the photos over here, they can touch them. They're loving the fact that they can dig through these images. Example earlier, a member of the Quinn family, 4-generational baseball family. Used to own the original Red Sox, general managers for different ball clubs. They walked in, and they said, "You wouldn't happen to have anything on Bob Quinn Sr." I said, "I don't know." We walked over, we found 22 photos on Bob Quinn Sr. I think they had a total of 3 images they ever owned, and then we found every other Quinn family member for them. And so, it made their day. They weren't anything. I think they were $20 per photo, and they left here thrilled. They were able to get something from the family.
In terms of your business is obviously the prints, and you've pursued publications, photos, archives. I'm going to throw a name out there just because I thought of it as an anecdote. The Brace collection in Chicago.
Sure, I know Mary well.
For example, I worked with a guy at a newspaper, oddly enough, newspapers. He was a press guy. He played for the Cubs for a week.
Yes.
And he never had a baseball
Mary
card.
Brace will have it.
Yeah, they did. And so that's what struck me as interesting about this is, you know, players who don't have collectibles necessarily, or just fresh new stuff that's never been seen is available.
Correct.
So it's one of those things where, you know, as someone who maybe has, I don't know if are you a card collector at all?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay, so if say you've done everything you have to do in the 50s and 60s, this is something that adds to that, and it's something different and unique.
That's exactly what we're seeing this week. We have individuals coming up, and they have maybe a phenomenal autograph collection. They have original signatures of Ruth and Gehrig and everyone, and now they're saying, you know what, that plain autograph would look great matted and framed, not with a new photo, not with a new digital copy. They've already
original,
spent the $4,000 or $5,000 on the Ruth signature, and they say, you know what, if I'm going to put a photo, I don't want a $3 photo. I'm willing to spend several $100s to get a nice original photo of Ruth to mat up with the photo. We've seen that all week. We've also seen people that are Mickey Mantle, huge fans, and they've got every Mantle card, they've got a jersey, they've got a bat, and suddenly now they've got a new
something fresh.
Yeah, a new challenge. Now they want to go after Mantle photos. And the good thing about this is if you have enough money and you can cut a big enough check, you can buy every Mantle card in this room and be done in a few hours.
Yeah.
It's a little bit bittersweet. Maybe if you want to get into food issues and oddball items, it could be a bit of a challenge. But at the end of the day, you can buy it and you can be done. I did that with my own sets. I remember when I got my last card I needed for my last set. It was happy, but it was a little bit bittersweet.
Because your challenge was over.
Yeah, the challenge was over, correct. Photos, the challenge is never going to be over.
Yep.
I've been doing this for 20 years, and I have more original Ruth photos than anyone in the world. There's no close second on Ruth photos compared to what I have, and it never fails. Every time we get one of these archives, I found a few more Ruth images, not only that I don't own, but I've never even seen that image before, even in a digital format.
Right.
And I mean, that's thrilling for me to find something like that.
So you have a very large presence here at the show. Is there an online presence you have for collectors yet?
Sure. We you can go to johnrogersarchive.com. It just kind of tells you the story, the business model that we're doing. Send in inquiries. We're in the middle right now of a major project digitizing the 32 million images we own. We're probably halfway finished. We have 130 full-time employees that work 24 hours, 7 days a week to do this. Large cost involved just to get it finished. Our target date is June of 11 to have the 32 million images fully digitized with metadata. June 11, the 32 million images should be online for public consumption.
Cool. All right. Well, thank you very much. I talked a little longer than I thought, but I think it was worth it. So
I'll talk photos all day. Come back anytime.
Thanks.